All right, hello everyone. We are back, hole number 2 here. We are going to set up for a very similar shot. I'm not going to do the island hop again. You've already seen it. I did a Cinco ball earlier today. I'm going to do the same shot with a Kingmaker this time. Not everybody's going to have the Cinco ball, although I do kind of only recommend doing it with the Cinco ball. It's still going to be technically makeable with a Kingmaker. I think, being as precise, especially when you have to go 2-3 more extra rings, could be a bit of a challenge. So, I'm going to try to give you guys some strategy to how to hone in on that adjustment a little bit, because I don't want you guys to, blindside yourself and put it in the sand or hit the fairway. You want to make sure, foremost, that you secure the birdie on this hole. And in my opinion, if we're talking hole in one, the better approach is going to be what you're going to see me do on video here. Now, I do prefer doing it with a Cinco ball for sure. However, I do think, it's going to be doable with a Kingmaker, just a little bit harder. So the degree of difficulty goes up just slightly. And, I'm going to try to get right into this real quick. I like to do about 3 backspin for my backspin. I'm going to start it kind of right on the right, just anticipating kind of how the ball's going to project a little bit. I'm going to try to get the wind very straight here. So kind of like that. Additionally, you're going to see me go, I'm going to go spot on, right around, especially with the extra wind. I'm going to try to go right around, the 8.8 rings here. I did catch the perfect ball. Let's just see how this looks. Comes in pretty nice. And you can see how close it is. As I mentioned, it is going to be a little bit of a slaughter fest. I anticipate, guys really just to kind of blow this setup up. I mentioned it this morning, going at that shot. The one thing that you do have to do is make sure you're being very precise with your movements. Keep in mind that my ring adjustment was probably spot on. More so than anything, it was how much wind, how strong that was, and just trying to guess the way that the projection was going to kind of, that ball guide was going to project to the side. It was just a little bit under. So you could see how I started it just to the right of the hole. Maybe I should have started it just a little bit more. Had I put on a Cinco ball and went, the right amount of rings, it probably would have went in. If I would have, hit a very exact same shot, the difference between the two, how much the one pushed it left versus a Cinco ball would have been so much less, and we would have given ourselves a really chance. There you see a guy getting that shot with a Marlin, shot copying me. So not too bad though, but you can see, this hole is going to be prime for the taking, and I've already shown you guys that you can get number 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4's, hole in oneable. So you would expect people to get that one as well. There's no reason why somebody can't make the first 4 holes. At the very worst, they miss one of these potentially, and then they drive it on 5 with a snow globe, for example. I really wish I had snow globes on this, and I could probably, kind of compete. And being as the fact that, not having the globes can be a very good reason to just kind of stay away from this division, because, I might be able to make up for it on 3, but 5 might be really hard to, make up for not having the globes. So something to consider. Now, what I usually do here is about maybe 10 ring adjustment. So we're going to do 10. We're going to do some curl, kind of just to counter that. I don't think I needed that great ball. Hopefully I did. No, I didn't. So there you see it, just shooting off to the right at the end. All things considered, pretty successful shootout. Getting within 2 yards. You're going to win a lot of the time on this hole with a well executed, and not to mention, this just kind of shows you firsthand how much harder this is with no power ball. You can see my opponent has to play the front of the fairway as opposed to the mid fairway, and how much does that bring the bunker into play? You can't really slow it down. This is going to be a very, 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 very challenging shot. Not even technically worth hitting, unless just an absolute miracle happens. Like it catches the edge of the bunker, projects forward, and just gracefully runs up there, or hits the pin and goes in, for example. But trying to get that ball to stop without running long there was going to be quite the uphill battle. So, all things considered, not too bad. Pretty successful. Just to get that to 6 was pretty good for that ball. So, but anyway, good luck with that second hole, guys. As I mentioned, expect to see that shot drop by some guys. So, just try to hone in on that adjustment. I do recommend that to the island hop, but especially if you don't feel you're precise enough to count very precisely, then it is going to be a very risk heavy shot as well. So doing the island hop, you can backtrack to my video there, and it'll give you at least a very, very safe executable. You're never going to miss the island with a sniper, probably, as long as you use kind of my ring method. You should be safe to go. I gave you a very good centered sniper shot the other day, so feel free to check that out. I'll see you guys on hole 3 coming up here, and good luck getting that ace.